I can't deal with the imagery of just the idea that like you're just minding your own business. You turn around, you just stub your toe, and you just scream for hours.
It was not you who stubbed your toe; it was the world that stubbed your toe.
Right.
It just moves.
Hey, everyone, welcome to an episode of Mitch's Minute. It's a very special episode though because it is.
Oh my god.
There's two reasons why it's special. It's because Ron's here for the first time in a couple months.
Oh, hello.
Hi.
I have returned. I have to sound that way.
That's right, because that's how the fans remember you.
Right.
It's being Orion.
Orion! Oh!
I miss Orion.
I
miss
do.
Orion.
I do too. So
I miss Iki.
Iki.
And unfortunately, you're gonna miss him a little longer because at the very get-go of this episode, I have to make a really important announcement, and then we're gonna address it later on in the week when it happens. This is the last week of videos on YouTube for a month or two. I can't give you guys any more details beyond that because it just, I mean, in terms of like when we're coming back, but we're gonna go on hiatus. The reason why is because just streaming like 4 times a week is really rough for some of us.
Yeah.
And I stream 5 times a week. And it's honestly like it was great when we were doing Persona and like Persona 5 and we had like that one stream day and then like maybe like a Mitch's Minute or something in between. And we just did like the one stream. We're doing like 4 streams.
Yeah.
And we feel like we just kind of need time to recuperate ourselves and to make it like work a little better. Also, I'm sorry if my voice sounds really off. I kind of threw it the other day, but I felt it was really important to come and do the episode today.
That's because he stubbed his toe.
That's right. And scream for hours.
About the one toe.
Yeah, about the one. And was like,
why has God forsaken me? So I just kind of want to. We're addressing it now, and then we're gonna come back and talk about it later because the whole one of the big reasons why we're doing the hiatus is because even though we're going to be taking a break from like uploading, we're actually still going to be working like hardcore. It's just in a different way. We're going to move away from streams and kind of go back to our old style, which is videos with maybe a stream or 2 here and there. So like we're still trying to figure out like the bits of it, but we've been working on this rework for like a couple months now, and we just want to make sure that when we come back that we're ready to go. We won't be the Velvet Room anymore. We'll be a different Let's Play channel, but we're gonna have that same stupid, fun gimmick shit that we always have, and you know, we're gonna come back and have just have a different atmosphere. We're gonna try some different ideas, and we're gonna like kind of clean up the house a bit here. So you know, you might see some videos go down. If you are watching some of our older shows, just because we're trying to come back to them, and we're just trying to clean up shop, clean up house. And I'm sorry, I know that this is a weird way to start a Mitch's Minute, but I just wanted to get it all out so that we all knew what was going on. So just if you're tuning in right now, this is the last week of videos for at least a month or 2, and then we will.
Because we gotta clean up the house.
That's right.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Hang on. What was the song you were trying to go for there?
I think it's a song. It go turn up for a
Oh, I thought you were trying to do some weird dubstep version of clean up, everybody do your share.
Oh my god.
Clean up, and it's like it's fucking like that, like people doing cocaine. That's how they clean up. Oh, there's some cocaine spilled on this table.
There's just like like in the background.
Oh my god.
Clean up.
Clean up.
So
no, it's fine. Turn up for what? You
so,
fool.
So just to
Okay.
kind of close off that topic for today, the only show that's still going to be going during the hiatus is Mitch's Minute. So ironically, the show that no one watches is the show that we're going to be doing throughout the hiatus. While we're recording and while we're setting stuff up for the next chapter of our channel lives, this is like I'm gonna give you guys updates on my life and all of us here in the Velvet Room through my dumb podcast show that I like. So
I mean, that's fair.
That being said, let's get into our topics this week.
Yay!
So I finished Gundam 00 Season 1.
Wait, okay, so that Gundam show, that's the one you showed me, right?
No, that's Gundam Build Fighters.
Because that was special.
That was fun. Yeah. That's Yu-Gi-Oh! Gundam.
That is Yu-Gi-Oh! Yeah, it's like Duke Devlin Gundam.
I'm into Yu-Gi-Oh! Gundam. Yu-Gi-Oh! Gundam was solid.
Yeah, it's really fun. I kind of just wanted to. I think I'm going to talk about this a little bit more next week, just because I feel like I feel almost like I want to do like a video just on Gundam 00 Season 1.
Is it like I know this?
Oh yeah? Are you looking it up?
Yeah, I was like, the fuck Gundam is this? I know this Gundam.
Gundam 00, we talked a little bit about it last week. That first season end is super strong. I really liked how the first season ended. I think that it's a bit of a slug to kind of go through, admittedly, the first 10 episodes at least.
But after that, it gets apparently a little better.
I've seen this with Setsuna. Yeah.
Oh my god, really?
You know his name?
Yeah, I know this.
Did you watch this before?
I watched it in high school.
Oh my god.
A million years ago. Yeah, I know this. Oh, that's disgusting.
My god. Disgusting.
I was into giant. I liked Gundam. I mean, that doesn't. But yeah, I know.
I mean, timeline-wise, that lines up because you were into Code Geass around that time too. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, we're in Frasier. Yu-Gi-Oh! Gundam. Yu-Gi-Oh! Gundam's name is Build Fighters.
It's Build Fighters.
Real solid.
Because that one I haven't seen, but I've seen this one. I just didn't know what it was called because I just watched it whenever it was on at 3 a.m. on TV.
So I just got through the first season of it, and it's so edgy. It is so edgy. It's like, there is no God. You hear me? No God. And they get to the mech and kill someone. And it's like, oh shit. Like there's child soldiers and fucking people thinking
they keep using the word infidel.
Infidel.
Yeah. And I'm like, oh no.
That's like with the celestial beings, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Oh god.
What do you call like a baby Adele?
What?
An infidel.
Oh no, you're the worst.
An infidel.
No.
Yeah, because they like the three countries that were like the powerhouse come together and have child soldiers, and I think that's how that one. They unite into the United Nations Army, I think.
Yeah, so this show's real edgy. This show is like really, really, really edgy. Like there's like split personalities.
Oh god, Ale Hallelujah is fucking Jesus H Christ, and the fact that he's voiced by the voice actor Inuyasha kills me. Dude, I sat there and I was like, that one's Inuyasha. That one's Moroku. That one's Koga. Make it stop.
Stop. I am also Inuyasha trash, so I must have came on this realization.
Oh, finally. Let me tell you, I was such Inuyasha trash.
Yeah.
Girl, I own the whole manga set.
I own the whole DVD set.
Same!
Now that we know that we are kindred spirits in that trash, I need to watch this again. I remember, because his name was just, Alejandro?
Yeah.
It's Alejandro. Something.
The guy who Inuyasha voice actor.
Yeah.
It's Alleluia and Hallelujah.
Oh, that's disgusting. Fuck?
His split personality is called Hallelujah.
That's really stupid.
Yes, it is.
That's dumb.
And I love it. Oh, it's so, okay. So that's the thing. Like, okay, so
oh god.
Like,
can I just say one thing?
Yeah.
When he has two different colored eyes, so when he switches personality, you can tell because he parts his hair to the other side so that his hair covers the other eye. I wish I was fucking joking. He has like one purple, one yellow, and when he's like his good self, he's like, oh, my purple eye, and then when he's evil, it's like, oh, my yellow eye.
My yellow eye.
Can I read a quote from Gundam 00?
Yeah.
Yes, please.
All right, so this is from Graham Aker in like one of the last episodes of the season. I finally came to understand it. You single-handedly stole my heart away. This is in the middle of a battle. This feeling is without a doubt love. But if it transcends love, it becomes obsession.
Oh god.
Mm-hmm.
He's fighting Setsuna in that moment and tells him that.
Yeah. There's also a moment when that same character is fighting Setsuna, and he's like, I'm obsessed with you. He's like, I'm obsessed with everything about the Gundam. I know everything there is to know. I've been studying you for forever now. And then Setsuna pulls out a fucking saber, and he's like, haven't seen that before. I'm like, oh, well, that's new then, I guess.
It's so real.
Oh my god, they do have all the voice actors from Inuyasha.
I fucking told you.
Oh,
so Warren Fraser wanted to know how bad they did DID, and Warren, it's impressively dumb. There's literally a moment when his evil eye, quote unquote, gets fucking like damaged severely, and he's like, oh my god, my split personality is dead.
Oh.
What?
No. Okay, so that's kind of a spoiler, but
what?
It's a 10-year-old spoiler. So there's this moment where
it's a 10-year-old spoiler.
So Alleluia gets hit like real bad, and he's like, oh, I'm dying. And he looks in the reflection of the mirror, and his split personality is just like, looks like I'm heading out first. And like fades away.
He dies literally because fucking Alleluia fucking like hurts his eye. He hurts Hallelujah's eye, and he's like, oh, I died.
Isn't that good though? Because it's the evil one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the quote unquote evil one, and then they do that whole thing where it's just like, my split personality is like torturing me, and he made me kill all these people. Oh my god, I'm so tortured. Why would he make me do this? And I'm sat there going, Inuyasha, please.
It's like he's whining about his brother again, like, sweet mother of God.
God damn it. Richard Ian Cox, I know you have more than one voice. Quit doing the Inuyasha voice.
He doesn't. That's just how he talks. And then he screams Kagome everywhere.
Oh, okay. There's this character. I wish I pulled up the image for the show today. But there's a character named Ali Sanchez. And this guy...
Ali Sanchez.
I shit you not.
Don't worry, there's a motherfucker named Alejandro.
I know there is.
There is every time in the English dub of this show, this guy's on screen, he's like chewing up the scenery. It's so amazing how bad it is.
His voice actor is literally Koga. And he's just like, "Oh yes, child soldiers, hell yeah!"
Oh god!
There is this one delivery in his big battle against one of the Meisters. He delivers this one line, and the gravel in his voice is so intense that I'm like, "Oh, you doing it!"
Oh shit! What is his name?
Aliel Sanchez.
Oh, I know who this is.
Then the guy who plays the voice actor for Moroku, he plays this like scientist / engineer who works on like the mobile suits, and he has this fucking long hair that's pulled up into a ponytail, and like those cut bangs in which it's layered down like anime loves, and they're like, "Hey, Billy." And I was like, his fucking name is Billy? I was like, why would you do that?
Why?
It's amazing. Okay, so I kind of want to talk about this a little later, like maybe next week or whatever, but as I continue through season 2, I'm going to be doing a rewatch of it, probably, with Josh, if you want to do that.
I guess?
Josh,
this hasn't been a great
us.
way of convincing me to join.
No, Josh, please. You have to see this.
you have to witness how edgy this was. This was 2007.
This was 2007, and they were trying to write Middle Eastern characters. Please.
No.
Oh, it sounds so disgusting.
We're peak Linkin Park right here.
Oh god, are you watching it?
Crawling in my skin.
In the first 10 episodes, Josh, they tried to introduce over 30 characters.
Josh is like, no. I'll watch it with you, Mitch. I literally haven't thought about this since probably
I would love for you to join. So you and I can sit there and just be like, Inuyasha.
Inuyasha, no!
Because there's literally a part where he's like, Marie! And I was like, go away! I was like, this is beautiful. I'm here for this.
I feel like I'm going to be pulled into this regardless.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I insist. You have to be here.
We will come back. We will come back to Gundam 00 another week because this feels like the gift that keeps on giving. But we do need to move on to the next topic on our show.
Oh, I'm so disappointed though. David K isn't in Gundam 007. I'm so disappointed in that. That would have been perfect. They missed such a great opportunity.
I know.
Wait. Amanda, who voices Daryl?
Daryl?
The guy who he's friends with Graham Aker. Aliel Sanchez's voice actor also pretends to be a black man. And it is the most cringy thing I've ever heard in my life because it's a white dude pretending to be a black man in a Japanese anime.
No.
And like it's not like offensive, but there's you can tell that there is an effort to make him sound black, and that is it's
still Scott McNeil.
I hear Josh in the background slowly dying.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Scott McNeil.
Scott McNeil.
And Scott McNeil is literally yeah. So Scott McNeil is Koga.
He has like a landing strip on his face.
I know.
So gross.
I know.
All right. He does.
So he's the voice of Koga. and they're like, "Hey, Scott McNeil, instead of hiring, an African American man, we just want you to sound like an African American man. Can you do that?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, definitely."
But like it's I would argue that it's only like slightly offensive. It's the way that he announces some words that you pick up that that's what he's trying to do. And and it's the worst. I
mean, it is what it is. I mean,
it's like when who voices Samurai Jack?
Oh yeah.
Oh god, it's gonna fuck with me. It's Phil Lamar? No, not Phil Lamar. Who the fuck? That's not it. Jesus Christ.
Shit.
You know what? Hang on a second.
Here, I'll look it up. I'll look it up, man. But go on with what you were saying.
It is Phil Lamar. It's exactly Phil Lamar.
Yeah, it's Phil Lamar.
Okay, so like when Phil Lamar voices Samurai Jack, he like seamlessly goes into the role, and like you don't think that it's like a black guy voicing a Japanese samurai. But when Scott McNeil voices this character, you can when
it's Koga from Inuyasha,
you can very clearly tell it's like a white guy pretending, and it's not sold. I'm not sold for 1 second that guy is black, and it's the funniest thing. Anyways, we're done. We're done talking about Gundam 00 this week. We'll talk about it next week when my voice is a little better. This week I also played a lot of MTG Arena. And if you haven't had a chance to play that, I highly recommend. If you're in the mood for a card game, I would recommend MTG Arena just because on this particular podcast, I have been playing like a shit ton of card games, like just off camera, and I know MTG can be a little like Magic the Gathering. I know Magic the Gathering can be a little
say it like the OG fans, man.
Well, I have. So if Magic the Gathering is one of those games that I've been playing since I was like 13. I dropped it for a very, very, very long time.
I haven't played or looked at Magic the Gathering since college.
It's still very solid. It's still a very good game, and I think the thing that makes it really good is how balanced it is.
Balance, you say? It's not as if other card games don't have balance, right, Mitch?
Oh,
I mean, Uno's pretty great.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's talk about Yu-Gi-Oh! Balance and how the one-turn kill destroyed the game for a while. God, I used to obsess with that game, but the point is that this has been like a really good experience. So if you play MTG Arena on your computer. You go through a tutorial, and through the tutorial, you find out how to play all 5 colors, and then they give you 5 kind of like base decks. And then if you keep playing, you get like another 5 decks, and then if you play enough to go through the mastery tree, which is real easy, all you got to do is play the game and get an idea of how the colors work. Then you get like another 5 decks. I played from Thursday to today, and I got 15 decks. And they don't feel bad. Like, they don't feel like they're just beginner decks. Everything feels viable. And that's what I just really like about MTG Arena. Like, it does, like, there's times where you'll be playing these card games, like Shadowverse or Hearthstone, and sometimes you'll go up against an opponent and they just floor you. And then you run into the same deck, like, over and over again because that's the popular build. And it sucks, and like I can't emphasize enough, being someone who really loves card games, how important it is to have that sense of balance with what you're doing. I didn't really want to go any further into that than that. Except I would just say, hey, if you guys, I might do a video of it. Honestly, like, well, I guess
do it.
I guess not
during the hiatus.
Yeah, during the hiatus. Because that's the thing. That's something that's actually really like bothering me with the hiatus. I know we have to do it, but there's this part of me that's like, oh, I want to do this and this and this, and like, no. We have to build a cache so that we can do all the things we want to do. We can have lives and do YouTube.
Can I?
What's up?
Can I have a life?
Can I have a life?
Well, it's been I have been doing the Velvet Room. Actually, as of tomorrow, I will have been doing YouTube for 12 years.
Ooh.
April 1st.
That's right. I created my old account on April 1st, 2007.
I forget, was that intentional?
No, completely accidental. I genuinely just did it one day, and it was just arbitrary.
2007, eh?
Yeah, that we
back from when 00 was a thing.
Yeah. But anyways, I just wanted to say real quick, like, yeah, if you haven't had a chance to play MTG Arena, I highly recommend it. I
mean, what's funny is they had their first like $1 million tournament last weekend or something.
Really? $1 million?
Yeah. It was more like a showcase tournament than anything, but it was all played on MTG Arena, and they like streamed it to Twitch.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, and it's weird because like the funny thing is, like, you were talking about how there's like a whole bunch of deck diversity. Unfortunately for the tournament, there were like just 2 decks being played.
Oh no!
But that's only because of how they created the format there.
I don't know. Like I haven't really run into like another, like, playing MTG Arena just quick play. I haven't really run into like some of the same decks unless like it's like one of the pre-built starter decks that I've been like one of the 15 decks I earned. So like every now and then
I'm pretty sure that the reason for that is there's actually something of a rating system for like rating the quality of decks against each other.
Oh, okay.
So if you're going in with like a tier deck, you'll tend to run into, or with like cards from like a tier deck, like a whole bunch of them, you'll tend to run into people with higher tier decks as well.
Okay.
So towards like the upper end, you'll start seeing a whole bunch of red decks and like decks that are like 3-color.
Oh, that's neat. That's the thing. I love card games. I adore card games. And that's not to shit on Shadowverse or Hearthstone. I feel like the thing that Shadowverse does that I really like is that you can just buy a pre-built deck for $10 and be okay. For casual play. With Hearthstone, you can't do any of that, and you can dust all your cards to get one card, and that's how it works. But enough of MTG Arena. I'll close it. I'll close MTG Arena on this. I'm probably gonna keep playing it. It's really fun. I really have a good time with it. I'm also a big sore loser because
what a bitch.
Well, okay, so there's this thing in card game etiquette where like in Yu-Gi-Oh, for example, it's this thing where like, okay, so let's say I'm fighting, I don't know, Nate, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's let's say it's one-sided, and let's just say that like maybe Nate didn't draw like the best cards or whatever, because that happens right all the time. So I go in for the kill, but if I spend like 5 minutes building up an unnecessary amount of force to kill Nate, that is considered like a dick move in anyone's book. And I know that like for some people that's like, but that's the fun. It's to execute your opponent with as much force as you can, because I need to be able to beat down life because life is beating me down as I live in my mother's base. Okay, I'm gonna stop. But the point is that that's a dick fucking move, and I don't know why you would do that. Like, I get playing a couple more cards in your final turn to be like, all right, this is what I had in my hand. But like, respect your fucking opponent and just finish. If it's like a guaranteed win, and you're looking at your cards and you're like, well, like, don't be a fucking dick about it. Just end the suffering.
No, right. Man, you gotta be extra, safe and extra sure.
I don't think there's a way to be extra safe by like unzipping your pants and taking like 14 extends. Like, that's not.
Let me just fuck your shit up.
Yeah, let me take like 14 Viagra right before. That's the final turn. Go!
Let me fuck your face off, God.
That's right. Hey, Vron. Hey, Vron. Speaking of fucking your face off, you went to Disney lately. That's a good transition.
Ooh, how is that a transition?
I don't know.
Oh my gosh! Yes, I went to Disney World.
I put up a real photo of you for the image transition because I absolutely adore that Sophia the
Why
first.
did you? You can't just show people my picture, you monster.
I guess I should have asked for it if like you were okay with that. That's, you know what?
Don't worry, Ron. It's mostly Sophia.
You know what? You know. Let can I edit this live? Hang on a second. Can I just take this? Hang. Oh, you.
I want to see. Where are you? I want to see this. Where are you?
There it is. There it is. Now you're out of the photo, and it's just Sophia.
Oh God.
So, Vron, you went to Disney World lately, and we actually have.
It's almost more disturbing. Put me back in the photo. Oh. So disturbing.
This is how Mitch gets his way.
Oh shit! Oh no! I'm fucking everything up. Oh man, this is why you don't do this.
No.
This is why you don't do this live, folks. Oh jeez.
Just me.
Oh my god. Oh, there it is. There it is.
There
all right.
You go.
Oh,
right.
All right. So we have our friend Josh, who is, I don't know why I make it sound like you're not here. Josh is heading to Disney World. Disney World.
Yes. Yeah. I'm going to Orlando in like a month.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah.
So
attend a friend's wedding there. Apparently, they're doing like a Disney themed wedding, and I need a crash course. What do I need to do? What rides do I need to go on?
Okay, so do you have? Firstly, do you have Magic Band?
Magic Band.
Yeah, there are Disney. Are you staying in a Disney hotel?
I believe so.
Okay, so you should be getting like a Magic Band, which is their way of like getting into rooms and like you press it against the lock and it opens, and you need to download the Disney app because that's how you get your fast passes.
Oh god.
Yeah.
They're going to like absorb me into the Disney ecosystem.
So like every person who goes to the park is allotted 3 fast passes, and usually you get them like people who are staying in Disney hotels can get their fast passes 3 months in advance, and then they fill up like completely. And most rides have between a 30-minute to an hour wait depending on the ride.
Okay, that seems about what I would expect.
So there's 4 parks because it's Magic Kingdom, Animal Kingdom, Hollywood Studios, and Epcot. Which my wife and I, we went for our 6 month after our wedding honeymoon. And we made a game that was finding a new, like, Epcot stands for something. It's not just called Epcot. But then we were thinking of other things to call Epcot and what Epcot would stand for. So, like, we would think, like, throughout the day we would walk around and then all of a sudden be like, like, I can't even think of one. Enthusiastic pandas continuously operate teacups.
Tractors.
Like, stupid, really, like, and we would see how good, like, we got, and we made, like, 27 of them.
Oh my god.
Oh man.
And
I think my mind immediately went into the gutter. I'm
no,
sorry.
the one thing we did was one of my favorites was Elsa prefers cunts over taints. Like
Oh my
Epcot.
God.
Jesus.
And then what was it?
I will never look at the Frozen characters the same.
I know.
Let it go, man.
I just
Let
wanted
it
you
go.
to suddenly get a email like you're not You're not welcome back in the Magic Kingdom.
Or like edgelords prefer carnage over tolerance. Epcot.
Jesus
my,
Christ!
Oh my God.
My favorite was Egret's poop continuously on tourists.
I was drinking, asshole.
Epcot. I didn't know you were drinking. But so all the food in Disney, I shouldn't say all of it. Like 70% of the food in Disney is mediocre.
That figures.
This episode not sponsored by Disney.
Not sponsored by Disney. Well, because
hashtag not spots, like, at all.
So I should state that, like, we didn't pay for this trip. My aunt gifted it to us. So when she gifted it to us, she got, like, 5 park tickets with Park Hopper, which means you can go to any Disney park for free, including their water parks. Because they have 2 water parks as well.
Yeah.
And deluxe dining plan, which is done by a point system. And you get, on the deluxe dining plan, you get an appetizer, an entree, a dessert, and 1 alcoholic drink with every meal.
Oh, okay.
With every breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Like,
and so alcohol is available at 9 a.m.
Oh, yeah, 24/7.
24/7. Oh, excellent.
I guess you need something for all the parents, right?
So
you
like,
gotta be smashed to be able to wait in lines with your kids like that.
It's so real. And so like, it's character dining, and then which costs more points. But like, Caitlin and I never paid for food the whole time, and it was so much food.
It's so nice.
That does sound really solid, actually.
It was. Yeah. It was. I mean, we still bought like a shit ton more alcohol. Fucking smashed. But, like, we didn't have to pay for like alcohol or food, but like, it was so much food that sometimes you just be like, I don't want an appetizer. I just want a meal. And they're like, are you sure you can take it back to your hotel room? And I was like, no, I don't want to take it back. I want to eat it here and then walk away. Like, I don't want to carry around an appetizer all fucking day.
Are you sure? What if you do? And you're like, no, fuck, please.
So Magic Kingdom has all of, like, rides you hear about. They've added a few. So when you go, there will be no characters walking around because it is spring break, and characters are worried about getting mobbed, which I have discovered is like a real problem. In Magic Kingdom, what did we go on? We went on the dinosaur. No, is that an Epcot? That's an Epcot. I'm trying to think. There's too many of them. I can't even remember.
You were there for 6 days.
I know, but it's like a blur. Like, there's so much. My senses. It's
because you drank too much, right? Those free drinks.
There's free drinks everywhere. It was just like your senses are constantly being like berated with everything, like children, with sounds, with parents, with yelling, with fucking music, like constantly. And so it's really hard to get away from that. So I guess just prepare for that.
Okay.
And like people, I don't like people touching me, like even accidentally. I don't like that. Like if I choose to touch you, that's different. But like I don't like people like bumping into me, because I don't like being touched. And that is just something I had to live with that. Because, like, if I turned around every second to be like, don't fucking touch me, I would say nothing else. Like, and children will run around you because they're playing, and you just kind of have to accept it. Because, like, Disney is created for children. So, like, I feel like that's...
Yeah, I mean, what are you going to do there, adult?
So, like, the one quote-unquote, like, adult park is Epcot, because Epcot has 2 parts. There's, like, the spacey side of Epcot, which is really cool, and it has, like, the dinosaur ride, which is cool, the land. There's this one ride called the People Mover, which is just you get on a tram and it takes a really chill trip around and you get to look at shit. I enjoyed that. And then there's Space Mountain. There's Mission to Mars. I actually went on, so like if I wear 3D glasses, I get super nauseous. And I don't know why. That's just how it is. And Mission Space has 3D glasses and a movable, you're inside a movable like container.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
And so like I got off the ride, and now it's Star Wars themed because they're turning Hollywood studios into Star Wars land.
Yeah.
God.
And I wanted to throw up, so I couldn't go. Like, it was so bad. But that's my problem. So if you're okay with 3D, then those rides would be okay for you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mission to Mars is much cooler than Mission Earth, which is there's two sides of the same ride. So you either go right or left, and they call it like green or orange or something. And one of them like shakes and is more intense. And I was like, if I go on that, I will throw up. So we didn't. Animal Kingdom is Disney's apology to Africa. Because,
okay.
well, Epcot
It's their apology
has...
for Daryl from Gundam Double.
Well, so, like, Animal Kingdom, or Epcot, it has the second portion, which I haven't gotten to, and it's the representations of nations. So there's, like, England, France, Italy, Morocco's in there, Mexico. Like,
Morocco's Modern Life? I'm sorry, that's a bad joke. Just ignore me.
You're horrible. And then Norway, China, Japan.
Rocco's Modern Life is the representation of Australian life.
Yep.
Oh, I see.
Oh, but they have the Canada ride there. Hilarious. It's like these beautiful shots of Canada, and then in the background it's like 80s like tweaked music that's like Canada, my Canada.
I find it funny that they're doing this in like one of the like furthest away places in the contiguous like US.
It's really funny. But in like the Journey Through the World Epcot, which is like all the nations, Africa is represented by 3 shitty huts.
Oh.
One in which has like a Coca-Cola car in front of it. And that is the whole of Africa. I don't know. And so they were like, oh shit. And then they built this is 100% true. Then they built like Animal Kingdom and made it African themed. So like you can go on African safaris, and there's a lot on the different cultures and peoples of Africa. So that's really cool if you like looking at animals. There is the Pandora section of Animal Kingdom, which is new. And it's really cool to look at, but you will never go on any of the rides.
Oh, yeah, why?
One of the rides has a 4.5-hour wait every day to go on it.
Jesus fucking Christ.
4 hours?
4 hours, because it's a 3D flying one. It's brand new. And it does glow at night, which is cool, but like we had fast passes to go, but as soon as I found out it was 3D and it's moving, I'm like, we can't go on this ride. Like,
oh jeez.
How long was the wait with the fast passes?
With the fast passes consistently, it's only like 10 to...
Okay.
Because they only let so many people sign up for that period of time, and you have an hour ride. So if you sign up for 4, you have 4 to 5 to go on that ride. And they only let like 100 people do it. So within that hour, only those people can go on that ride. So it's a really efficient system, but it makes it so like fast passes get like taken up really fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Magic Kingdom has all your traditional stuff, though, like the Peter Pan. The Pirates of the Caribbean ride is very interesting. I was really confused because I went to Disneyland as a child. Mm-hmm. And within the Pirates of the Caribbean ride, there is a restaurant called Blue Lagoon. And I was like, oh, we should get like tickets to go into the restaurant because that was really cool. I remember seeing it as a child and being like, I want to eat there. That'd be awesome. And Caitlin looked at me like I have 4 heads and was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, there's no restaurant in Pirates of the Caribbean. And she was right. There isn't one. So like, but it was still a really good ride. They changed a lot of things about it. The Peter Pan ride was actually, like, the ride itself wasn't nice, but there was interactive things to entertain kids in the line. Like, they've changed it that way, so sometimes waiting in line isn't so bad. The Buzz Lightyear ride is really cool, because it's done in an arcade style, and everything's glowy and alien, so you're shooting things. And that's in Magic Kingdom. And Hollywood Studios is the lamest park unless you like Star Wars. Like, you have
good.
Like, unless you really, really like Star Wars, because there's a lot of shows and parades, and I saw an Imperial March.
Isn't that like a Nazi march?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Okay. I love Star Wars. I also am aware that those are Nazis.
Yeah, they are.
They were always supposed to be Nazis.
No, I know, but isn't that weird that, like, in Disneyland, it's like, oh boy, the space Nazis are coming. Da, 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 da.
I mean, to be fair, that's essentially like, oh boy, look, the space Nazis, and it's blue and yellow diamond.
Oh, well, no, that's different. We're gonna.
Is it?
No, I'm saying that's not something we're talking about Disneyland. We'll talk about that another day.
Is Steven done, by the way?
I assume
no, it is. Yeah, it is. It completed. Caitlin told me so.
Really? I thought there was one more thing, or is it just done?
It's completely. That's what she said. She said it was complete. That's what she said. It's completely over with. I've watched like 2 episodes of that show in my life, so.
Thank Christ.
But I think my favorite like actual thing of Disney was going to Disney Springs, which is their weird strip mall. Because it had such good quality restaurants. Like, and the people who work around Disney aren't tormented as much. Like, they're not slowly dying inside.
Nice.
Okay.
Because they have to deal with, like, and I don't blame them, because they have to be happy while getting assaulted by various people all day. So, there is that, but it's a lot of information. It's a lot of things to take in all at once. And going to Disney has seriously questioned my desire to have children.
Oh, man.
Jesus.
I'm not, like, because I see parents, like, how can you enjoy, like, going to somewhere when you have to maintain and balance children? Like, I do that every day. It is so difficult.
Like, that's the thing, though. You don't.
I know, like, and I like enjoying things, so I'm like, maybe I just need cats.
I just live with my cats forever.
Maybe I'll just have my wife and my cats and my future separate.
I was looking forward to going to Disney, but now part of me like has a deep existential dread of the place.
No, don't. It was really fun, and I really enjoyed staying at the hotel. Stayed at what?
Oh, your audio just clicked out for a second.
Did it?
Yeah,
okay,
you're fine now.
Staying at a Disney hotel, we stayed at the Caribbean Resort. And each one is named after like Jamaica or Cuba or whatever, and they have like little beaches and stuff that are man-made. Mm-hmm. And you can't go in the water because there's crocodiles, which is a real thing, and alligators.
Oh, jeez.
And water snakes because it's fucking Florida.
That's fair.
But the hotel's rooms were really nice. All the staff was very helpful.
Well, I mean, yeah, otherwise they'd be fucking fired.
Yeah. I did, I mentioned to you guys earlier, I did get yelled time.
Yes. You
for saying hi to. We were in the England part of Epcot, and Alice. The actress playing Alice had walked by, and I ran her out to greet them because I was much excited. And her handler screamed at me that I could see her at 2:30, like everyone else. And then they walked up, and then I tattled because I was upset.
Man. You just ruined somebody's career right there.
I was so, don't scream at me. Like, I told it to, so I walked into the nearest store and I was like, I need to see your boss. Like, I need to see your manager. And they were like, can I help with anything? I was like, no, I need to see your boss. Like, I need to see someone. And they were like, okay. And so I waited around and talked to them. And they're like, well, I'm not the character boss. Do you want me to go get them? And I was like, are you going to fucking
boss?
Yeah, there's like someone who runs. And like, I was like, listen, I'm not here. And they're like, well, let me give you like fast passes and all these things to make up for it. And I was like, I don't want anything. Like, I'm a grown woman who just got embarrassed publicly by a staff member. But like, if I had been a child, this would have ruined my day.
Yeah,
I would say that would ruin the trip.
Like, I can walk away from this and be unaffected by some bitches. If I had been a child, I would have made my parents like, I want to leave now.
Oh yeah, and
so,
well, so I'm so sorry.
No, go ahead.
Okay, I was just going to explain that. Yeah, there is for the characters, from what I understand, the way it works is that all of the characters have someone who's in charge of them. And if I remember correctly, they have someone who's in charge of the different sections for the different worlds.
Yeah,
they're that large.
Yeah.
So, and if you went up to one of their bosses and went, hey, I heard Tinkerbell say fuck. Tinkerbell would be fired that day.
Yeah, like, it's
like,
really...
end of story.
Like, well, because Alice, like, the person playing the character, said nothing. Like, she just glanced back and then walked forward, because her handler yelled at me. That's what they call them, is handlers.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure she was at that point where she's like, I can't say anything.
Right, and I'm not, like, I was just upset. I was publicly, like, humiliated. Like, I was super embarrassed that she just screamed at me. And so I told the manager, and they're like, well, I can get this person. It will just be a couple minutes. And I was like, no, I'm not going to wait, like, 20 minutes to, like, talk. I don't want anything. I want you, as an employee of Disney, to take this information and go handle it.
Yeah, honestly.
Like, so she took down what time it was, who I was, complaint was, I wrote something, and then we left. But that was the one bad interaction that I had for 6 days of being there. So, I mean, it was kind of like jarring, but it wasn't like the worst.
Yeah, because what the handlers are supposed to do is, instead of like yell at you, they're supposed to instead just be like, oh, she'll be available at like 2:00 for meetings.
Right, and direct me. Like, it's like in education, we call that redirecting, which is like a good tactic, but like it was very upsetting. So that was
that would have been more efficient. You wouldn't have been humiliated.
Right.
It would have been, and you wouldn't have gotten yelled at. All you had to have done in that situation was, oh, she's available at 2:00. And even then, you're still putting out the word, hey, she'll be here at 2 for anybody who wants to see her. And that would have been a better response than yelling at you.
Right. So, like, that was kind of upsetting, and Caitlin got frustrated. Like, I don't know. I think it is a really cool place to experience. Oh my gosh. Though in Epcot, the amount of, like, cultural appropriation that is happening is hardcore.
Oh my god. Why didn't you lead with that?
Like, I was like, well, because, like, particularly in China and Japan,
Oh god.
So like there's so many like traditional Chinese clothes for sale, and there's so many kimono for sale.
Yeah.
Just for sheer consumption. And like Japan has the hugest weeb store I've ever seen in my life. It is so like with every new anime, Pokemon, with bento boxes, with Japanese like bowls.
You know what? It sounds like you can get your gunpla there, Josh.
Yeah, you might be able to. And it's right.
Need to visit their stores.
And it's like right next to the Kawaii Museum, which talks about like cosplay culture and like cute things that have come from Japan. And I was like, this makes me want to die.
What?
Like, I kid you not.
The Kawaii Museum.
Yeah, like, and they have like full Lolita outfits like set up so you could look at them. Like the ideal anime bedroom that has Studio Ghibli stuff. It is super.
Oh no.
And they have in this Epcot park, the cool thing, one of the cool things, because Epcot like does have cool things, is that because Disney is powerful, they offer programs for people of those nations to come and work for Disney. So every nation had people from those nations. Every single one. So everyone who works at the English part of Epcot is from England. Everyone who works in the Chinese part of Epcot is from China. And it is universal, with the exception of Norway, which I saw no Norwegians. But honestly, that and they had a bunch of bullshit about Norwegian myths. So that was exciting. Mm-hmm. Because as a practitioner of Wicca, I also have researched mythology. And despite what the Marvel MCU and others would like to think, Loki is not actually Odin's son in mythology.
Yeah.
It's Odin's brother.
Not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so like in the like myth section, because they do briefly, there's Frigga, Thor, Odin, and Loki that they go over, and they're like, Loki, the adopted son of Thor. And I was like, that's wrong. And but it was still really interesting and cool. But it's a very overwhelming place. So I guess for a wedding, they're paying buku dollar if they're getting married at Disney. Like,
they're paying out.
Pretty ridiculous.
They're paying tens of thousands of dollars. And my aunt paid almost like, I think it was 11 grand for our vacation, which is too much. But everything we asked for was taken care of 100% of the time. So if they're paying, like if they're getting married at Disney, they're going to treat you like gods. Like, I'm just going to let you know. Because that is one thing. Because is the ceremony at Disney?
I actually do not really know.
Or is it like the after party? Because that makes a difference.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is at Disney because they actually made all of us get like suit measurements to like dress up as. Like,
yeah, okay.
Themed characters.
Then you'll be fine. They're gonna give you everything you want. Like, not that my experiences aren't valid, but like they're gonna treat you guys awesome because as soon as you shell out an enormous amount of cash, everyone treats you great. What was it?
I need to take that piece of advice into the future.
Yeah, like there was entitled people. One of our anagrams for Epcot. I can't remember what is it. Can order treats. That was it. Epcot.
My gosh.
It's super real. So like if they're like easily, because we looked into that. Because Caitlin humors me. We looked into booking Disney briefly for our wedding. Mm-hmm. And to get an application into Disney to request a wedding, it was $5,000.
Yeah.
Well, shit.
Warren Fraser wants to know what character you're going to be, Josh.
Well, they told us to choose our favorite Disney movie, and I chose Beauty and the Beast.
So you will likely be Adam.
Oh, you're LeFou.
Please be Gaston.
I want to be Gaston. God damn it!
Yeah, no, dude, I want those pictures of you as Gaston.
I don't know
Hell
who I'm
yeah.
going to be, but I should have made sure that they
working
knew.
out.
So I guess, like, I was like looking into it, but I guess they have like a system where they go to, like, if someone is like, if an employee or a cast member is rude to like a customer, then it goes to their coordinator, and then it also goes to guest relations.
Mm-hmm.
And guest relations is essentially, they're like, that's the person who's like, okay, the guest is either being unreasonable,
Right,
or this is totally reasonable, you're fired.
Oh my god. I may
Because
have gotten
that's their
someone
entire
fired.
job. You may have gotten someone fired.
I might
But that's
have.
their entire job. I know, like, a quick way to get anyone fired from Disney is if they've cursed, because they take cursing very seriously.
Well, yeah. I mean, they take everything really seriously. Which,
Everyone
like,
gets one fuck.
no.
Oh no, you
Oh
don't
no,
even
it's
get
not
one
PG-13.
fuck.
It's PG. I fucked it up.
There was
Yeah.
there was like what was it? There was a post I saw. I was hoping, so like I've never been to Disney World. And I was only at Disneyland when I was very, very young.
Uh-huh.
So I assumed, I've seen lots of pictures with like characters walking around and interacting with people, and I had to wait. I am a teacher, so I had to wait to go on my spring break until spring break. Little did I know, everywhere in the fucking Midwest had the same goddamn spring break. So everyone from Ohio was like, time to go to Disney. God fucking damn it. So, like, as a fear of getting mobbed, characters don't walk around during these months. Because rightfully so. I mean, I don't blame them. But there was this post about one of the characters, like, asking a family if there was any, like, quote unquote princes with them. And a girl was like, no, I fancy princesses. Like, I don't like boys. And this Disney princess character was like, looked over at another Disney princess, like, me too.
Yeah, I seen that.
Yeah. And I was like, I want that interaction.
Yeah, like, I want that. But, like, at the same time, it's a risky move, I think.
Yeah. Well, Disney is an overlord in itself, and it's wealthy and it has power. So, I really was disappointed at the lack of in Hollywood studios, because I would have thought Disney would have capitalized on that shit. They have not. It is
the lack of what?
Marvel.
Oh,
there is just Star Wars. Just Star Wars.
Well, I mean, to be fair, if they shoved all of their Marvel stuff in there, then I think it borders on Universal Studios a little bit.
Well, they own Marvel.
I know, but also, what would they do without stepping on Universal Studios' toes, you know?
Essentially, they are in competition with.
Yeah.
So, like, it's not surprising. I mean, like, Disney owns the only reason why there is a Disney World in Florida is because Disneyland is landlocked. They cannot expand on it. So they bought a ridiculous amount of land in Florida and have just been expanding it.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, they have the potential to do that, and, like, they're just like making it Star Wars world. And like the only thing Caitlin and I did in Hollywood Studios is go on a 3D Muppet ride, which is the only Muppets ride in the whole park. There's only one.
Yeah.
From like the early 90s. And it was great. but it's in 3D now, and so like I had to take the glasses off because I almost threw up. Like it's just bad, and then it's just space Nazis and Star Wars. So Hollywood Studios was my least favorite park, I would say, personally. Just for the sheer amount of, like, it's Star Wars and then Disney Junior, and that's it, which is where I met Sophia. Just where I posed with Sophia the First.
And that brings us full circle.
Yeah, that brings us full. I'm gonna stop now.
No, you're fine. You're fine. So that ends this episode of Mitch's Minute.
Yeah.
The only reason I'm ending it is because we're at the hour mark, and unlike Velvetcast, this isn't a 2-hour podcast.
Oh, shit.
It is a 1-hour podcast at the most. So,
Josh, don't be scared to go to Disney.
Yeah,
don't be scared. It's great, and your friend's paying for a really expensive party, so you should enjoy it.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
And then when you go, you can come back and tell us all about it.
Yeah, and we can compare. How long are you staying in Disney?
Just over the weekend.
Over the weekend.
A couple days.
So it'll be real brief.
Yep.
I would say go to Epcot.
Yeah, that sounds like more my jam.
Yeah, I would say go to Epcot because you can walk around and you can carry your drinks everywhere.
You can go visit the Kawaii Museum.
Yeah, the Kawaii Museum and be like,
hey. That's exactly the reason why I'm going. Just to, like, feed my weeb self.
Yeah, and you can go in the giant store and look at all the weeb shit.
Oh, man.
All right, guys. So, quick reminder. I'm going to go put my panic face back up there real quick. Right there. All right, so, guys, reminder that this is the last week of videos we got going on YouTube. For like at the end of this week, we will be in our official hiatus, and the only videos that will be coming out will be Mitch's Minutes for a little bit while we kind of clean up shop and get ready for the rework and the rebranding, because we won't be the Velvet Room anymore. We'll be something else.
I like how in your panic face, I'm like peeking around you.
That's right.
Like
I know.
Yeah.
I'm like, hello.
That's right. All right.
I'm here.
So we'll do like another so this was the podcast version of this. At the end of every video this week, we're gonna have to say something about it. And then we'll do like an actual official announcement for it, kind of closing off the Velvet Room.
I wanted
what's up?
Mitch?
No,
I wanted to so like I went off the Velvet Room for a while and I didn't explain why. So my laptop broke, and then I had to go through and order a laptop without paying. I'm cheap as fuck. I had to petition my work to get a work laptop that I could work with, which took an enormous amount of time. So I apologize for my absence. I will be around again because I have obtained said laptop.
Nice.
So, and in theory, eventually, my plan is to buy a desktop. But that will be on hold. But I just wanted to explain that real quick because I never gave explanation on why I was gone, and then I briefly came back because I thought I had fixed my computer, and I did not.
Right.
I
mean, we never let me put it this way, like you're fine. I wouldn't worry about that. Like we're all.
Well, I just wanted to tell everyone else too. Like,
yeah.
That was what was going on. I didn't mean to just leave, but I do apologize, and I will be around.
Yeah, amnesia will return.
We will return to amnesia memory. That is nice.
Once the hiatus is over, hopefully we'll have a couple of episodes filled up. So, anyways, guys, we will catch you next week. Which next week will be the most awkward episode of Mitch's Minute. It's because it's the first episode post hiatus.
Oh man, it's like after everybody's been dusted.
Yeah, we're gonna be the Ant-Man and the Wasp show for like a little bit.
Oh my god.
I'm not feeling so good, Mitch.
No.
I'm not feeling so good.
Oh my god. All right,
my
guys.
Spidey senses.
God damn it. All right, bye, guys.
Okay, goodbye.
Bye.